So if you've seen my video on the top 3 new construction communities in Palm Beach, well, we are going to discuss one of them here today. In fact, we're going to map it out. We are going to map out the community of Arden in Loxahatchee, Florida. My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Realty. Welcome. If this is your first time to our channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button there in the corner. While you're at it, ring that bell. What that'll do is that'll help notify you each time we put out a new video. We put out new videos every single week. So if you're wondering what it's like to eat, sleep, and drink here in what we call South Florida and Palm Beach, if that's the case, this is a channel for you. We've helped so many people relocate this beautiful part of the world we call sunny South Florida, and we absolutely love it. 16 years ago, my family and I relocated this part of the world we call South Florida, and we haven't looked back. Today, we truly find it an honor, our team truly finds it an honor to help people, perhaps like you, do exactly the same thing. So if you're considering a move to here in Florida and you want some advice from people who've actually done it before, there's a few ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also, on the screen, you see our phone number. You can either call or text that number. Two of the best ways is in the description and in the comments section. There's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is that'll help some time for us to speak, either through a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating to here to sunny South Florida. Arden is one of the most sought after new construction communities here in South Florida. It is one of the largest. It also has one of the most elaborate amenities. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to take the opportunity to map out exactly what Arden is all about. So one of the best things I appreciate it when I'm looking at video is to look at things from a map perspective. Here in South Florida, it is such a big area. Arden is this small little thing in the corner of the northwest Midwest Palm Beach County, and I'd like to show you everything that's around. One of the things that people talk about often is where it's located, and I'm going to start exactly on that. Where exactly is Arden located? Let's go to the map. All right, here is Arden. I am doing a satellite view, which I think you can appreciate. It is getting, if you're going and you're buying into Arden, you are getting in at the ground level. As you can probably tell, this map is a little bit older. As you can also tell, there's not a lot showing there, but I think it reveals a lot of stuff that you're going to want to know here if you're considering moving and living in Arden in Loxahatchee, Florida. So let's take a look at the broader area. So here in South Florida, look at little Arden there. Here in South Florida, we have 3 counties that's considered South Florida. We call it the Tri-County area. Miami-Dade, which of course Miami is the biggest city there. Broward County, which most people know, the city of Fort Lauderdale, that is Broward County. And last but definitely not least is Palm Beach. Biggest city in Palm Beach is West Palm Beach. And one of the suburbs of West Palm Beach is, if you go a little bit west, you start going out this way, you have one of the first Western communities built is Wellington, Florida. I've got plenty of videos on Wellington, Florida. Lots of times what Arden people do is they'd like to associate Arden with Wellington instead of Loxahatchee. It's actually in Loxahatchee. But if you Google Arden, Wellington or Arden Loxahatchee, it will come up either way because it is sort of close. In fact, I'll go more on this later, but they use Wellington schools right now. But as you travel, one of the best things about Arden is where it is. The location is, it's on Southern Boulevard. And Southern Boulevard is this route here, Route 98. It is the best road to get from east to west in this whole area. As you can see, it goes all the way out this way. In fact, you can take this all the way out here to Fort Myers. So if you want to go to the west coast of Florida, Arden is a great place for that. The other great thing about this is Arden right here. You can see, like, it looks like a little speck on the map. The other great thing about this is if you are traveling, if you have a job where you need to travel to the airport, Southern Boulevard again is the best way to go east west. It's the fastest, and this is a nice easy ride into the Palm Beach International Airport, which by the way is the best airport here in South Florida. Okay, now we've taken our road. We've gone to West Palm Beach. We're on Southern Boulevard, which is, I think it's called Southern because it is south of the biggest city here, West Palm Beach. We're down here, and here's one of the criticisms sometimes. So I did a video on the pros and cons of Arden recently, and one of the cons that people mention is it's a little bit out of the way. And it is sort of. And this map is not going to do it justice because there is a lot of stuff that has come in, has been built in between now and then. But I'm here to tell you a little bit more about what's there now. But rest assured that this is a several lane highway. It's easy to get through here. There's a lot of area here. There's a lot of stuff in here. In Royal Palm Beach, before you get out to Loxahatchee, this area in Royal Palm Beach is pretty busy. Everyone loves Costco. This is one of the biggest Costco's. This is one of the best Costco's. This is the one of the Costco I go to. There's a lot there, and there's a lot of stores in this general area. So as you come out, this area now is a lot more built up, and as industry, Arden's going to be 2,500 homes, right? So as industry comes in, you are going to see more and more stuff being built here. Right now, Arden is using Wellington schools. So they're using the elementary school of Binks right in here. They are in the process of building their own school, which is sort of good. If you look in Wellington, there's a community called Olympia. They have their own. When they built Olympia, which was 1,700 homes way back about 15, 20 years ago now, they built their own schools for that community. They're doing the same thing now with Arden. And Arden history, it's about 4 years old, roughly now, maybe 5. There has been many builders in there. Many builders have come in and out. Some of them, and I'll go through some of the history of these builders. But today, here we are in 2023, there are 2 builders, and they're both very good. I think Lennar is very different than GL. Those are the 2 builders. There's GL Homes, which is a high-quality builder. They're known for their 55 and older communities. Arden's is an all-age community, so you don't have to worry about that. But GL decided that there was a good opportunity in Arden, and that's what they did. They moved out there. They're selling homes there. Again, it's all ages, which is not what GL normally does, but it's something that they're doing. Lennar pretty much has taken over the area now. When we first started here in Arden, there was I don't know if there's somewhere you can see it. Just Kennedy Homes. Kennedy Homes was one of the builders. Kennedy Homes went out of business. There was I guess the father, the person who started the company, passed away. The sons took over the business, and there's been speculation that there was some shenanigans going on financially. Needless to say, they're gone. Kennedy's no longer in business, but they did sell what they had there to the people over at Lennar, and now Lennar has taken that over. Continuing with the builders, so there's a couple of builders that have been in and out of there. One of them is D.R. Horton. They built some smaller, like townhome-ish type of things. Don't know why Arden did that. We have found that living in Palm Beach, Florida, that generally speaking, people either like townhomes or they like single-family homes. But it's such a small portion of what you see in Arden that it's really not that big a factor. So they were in and out there. Oh, Kenco. I got to mention Kenco. They're right here, actually. Kenco is a high-end builder. They are one of the best builders here in Palm Beach, in my opinion. You will find them in Coral Isles up in Avenir, which is the nicest community in Avenir, which is one of the nicest communities in Palm Beach. So they were in at the very beginning and they left. They are on, I might as well go there now. This is Hook Line. This is where they started building. This Hook Line circle is where this is much more developed now. This is where where Kenco started. They wanted the premier place in Arden, and so they did what they needed. These are all sort of Kenco homes right in here, and they wanted to be next to the clubhouse. This is what they is, and more on the clubhouse later. You'll die when you see the B-roll of what they have there at the clubhouse. But here you have Hook Line. These are all Kenco homes, and now Lennar is currently building out here. They have gotten, if you look at it today, present day 2023, these are all completed homes right here. And here is where they're sort of building. There's a lot here that if you see this video and it's still, I'd be shocked if it's still available, but there's a lot here that is just amazing. It's got a great view right here in the corner here, but they are still selling this. Lennar's selling this. And the best homes that Lennar is currently selling at Arden are right here. So continuing with the builders, went through Lennar, GL. GL is recent in there. You can see there's nothing there, right? Again, there is something there now currently, but it's showing that this map is old. This satellite map is a little bit older. GL is the one thing that I always tell you the pros and cons. And one of the benefits of working with people like us is, we don't have we're not biased. We have no vested interest in making you buy a GL home at Arden. We have no vested interest in making you buy a GL home at Lennar. In fact, we like to work with people. We like to do what's best for you guys, whether it's existing homes, whether it's new construction at Arden, or there's other master plan communities. I'll go to GL in a minute. The three biggest master plan communities are Arden. There's Westlake, which is probably number one in terms of the amount of business that we've seen this past year. And it's a 4,000 home master plan community. And the more elaborate one, the most expensive one is Avenir. That's up in Palm Beach Gardens. So we have no vested interest. I mean, if we think that Avenir is a better fit for you, in general, you need a better budget, you need a higher budget for Avenir. If we feel that that's a better fit for you, if we feel those places in Wellington are a better fit for you, we will guide you that way. At the end of the day, living in Palm Beach, Florida, we're about helping you and not selling you on a product like some of these builders will do. And more on that too when it comes to independent representation. I'll say this: you are crazy if you walk into a new construction sales center without representation. I think you're nuts. GL Homes. So again, we've taken a lot of people in this community and we get all kinds of feedback, and it makes us better at what we do, quite frankly, because we know what people are thinking in general, and everyone's a little bit different. But if you are looking for a water lot, like some people come down here and they say, I want a home that's off a lake. If you are looking for a water lot, then GL Homes at Arden is not for you. GL only has land lots. So if you're looking for a water lot, GL is not going to be your place. Lennar is the one. If you're looking currently, Lennar is the one that you're going to be considering if you're looking for water lots. Having said that, in terms of the quality of homes at GL, they are high. GL does homes in the southern part of Palm Beach County. A lot of the retirement communities, they're doing one now called Lotus Palm, and you can't touch some of these places for unless you have $1.5 million to $2 million in terms of your budget. So that's their end. This is sort of the lower end price-wise when it comes to GL's portfolio of homes. So as I mentioned, things are moving to the area. Wellington, lots of times what they do when you go to the sales center and I introduce you to them, same thing with Westlake. They like to tell you how close they are to Wellington. Wellington has great shopping. Wellington, if you haven't seen our videos on Wellington Explained is the thumbnail. I can't think of how it's titled, but there's also the pros and cons of Wellington. They like to tell you about how close they are. There's the Wellington Green Mall in here, and that's the largest, the closest mall to you. It's a good mall. Palm Beach Gardens has the Gardens Mall. That's a great mall. It's one of the best. It's probably the best in Florida. And in any event, you are pretty close. You use Wellington schools. So they always tell you about how close you are. That is one of the things that they tell you. So this area here, when this area does in fact completely fill in, I'd like to think that the homes here are going to be a lot more money than they are here today in 2023. So one of the things about the history here in Loxahatchee, here, let's see Loxahatchee Groves. Let's go back. Let's go up here. Loxahatchee. This is the town of Loxahatchee. This is a big area, and this is the area where Arden is in. After Arden started, West started around the same time actually. Westlake started, and Westlake took a different approach. Westlake, the builder there is the primary builder is Minto. They skipped a lot of hoops, and they basically said, "The heck with you guys. We want, I know you guys, a lot of people out in this area like to keep things very rural. And some of the people that live out there, they don't like change and they want to keep it rural. They fought Arden, they fought Westlake, especially fought Westlake as it's a larger community. And Westlake said, to heck with you. We are going to build our own city and we're going to call it Westlake. And they did. It is today, Westlake is the newest city within Florida. Continuing on, one of the things I think that's interesting to note here is you are close to this area we call Lion Country Safari, which is a really cool place. People from around the area in Palm Beach know Lion when I lived in New York, there's a place called the Jungle Habitat. It's similar to that. You drive your car through the jungle. There's giraffes. There's all kinds of stuff. There are lions in there. They are caged off, fortunately. We went camping years ago, my son and I, when he was in Boy Scouts many years ago. And if you at night, in the middle of the night, you can literally hear these lions roar. It is incredible. So you're pretty close to Lion Country Safari. If you live in a home around here, you will hear the lions roar in the middle of the night. It's sort of cool. So at Arden, you have a Loxahatchee address, and so I don't know. I think Westlake, one of the things they wanted to do to get away from that is they wanted their own city and their own identity. But take it or leave it. Loxahatchee is your address if you live in Arden. All right, so moving on. One of the big features of Arden is the amenities. The amenities are incredible, and I will say this because there are so many homes, 2,500 in all when they're all in Arden said and done. The amenities are very, very cost effective. They're very affordable. Right now, today in 2023, your HOA is less than $300, and it includes so much. The pool is the nicest. Look, the pool is the nicest pool in Palm Beach, in my opinion. They've got a beach entry on one end. They've got these two great waterfalls as you look from the beach entry on. It's just absolutely incredible. They have the other thing about the pool is they have a tranquil area. So if you want to go and the pool is very busy and people are doing their thing. If you want to just bring a book and just read, you can go to top of the waterfall. There's a tranquil area. You can just read your book, and they have a sign there they're basically encouraging people to keep quiet. On the other end of the tranquil area, there is a spa area. So you could go into the spa in there. So there's just a lot of stuff there. Continuing on, they have next to the tranquil area, they have these they have a television and a sitting area and a grill area. So it's another little space that they use at the amenities center. They call this, if you drive into Arden, and the ride is nice. When you get there, you see the entrance. You make your right, and it looks like it's here. All of a sudden, you come across Arden. It's like, here's this thing. It's majestic. Once you enter Arden and you go to there's a signs for this. They call it the Welcome Center. The other name for it is the Lake House. That is what this area is. So here you can see on the map, which is sort of cool. This is when they were building this. You can see the pools already sort of being built here. So it's not all there, but this is they call this the Lake House, the Welcome Center. Over here they have it. They don't really show it here now, but over here they have canoes. So you can either buy a canoe and put it there and leave it there, or you can rent the canoes. This is like the dock where you can launch boats off of, which is nice. I am told the fishing in this lake is amazing. It's a big lake. It's a deep lake. Actually, most of the lakes in Florida are man-made. This one is not. Arden has some real lakes that have been there, and that's why they built this community where it is. So you have your canoes in here. The clubhouse is here. There's a nice little area right in here. There's a nice little area where they have a fireplace. So it's screened in. So on a cold night, which is our definition of cold is very different. Probably if you're watching this video, if you live in the north, on a colder night, like in the 50s, sometimes we got into 40 a week ago, believe it or not. That is a great place to sort of listen and hang out. The other thing they have in here is they have an area here where they hold their HOA meetings. They have events. You can rent it out, which is nice. You can rent it out and you have access to this pool, and it's like you're living in a resort. Why not rent this area out? They also have another area down in here where you can rent out, which is really nice. A couple other things. This area here, this is a very golf cart friendly community. So this is right here, and it's hard to tell because this is so new. They made this an elaborate golf cart parking area. So you can take if you live here in one of these areas here, you can drive your golf cart into here and park it right outside the clubhouse, the lake house, the welcome center, right in here. They want to make this very golf cart friendly, although there's no golf course nearby. That's what a lot of Florida new communities are doing. They are they're making it so that it's you can get around in the community very easily on the golf carts. Right, moving on, we have here as you can see, we have tennis courts. What is a community in Florida without tennis courts? I don't know, but you don't have to know that here because we have tennis courts here in Arden. This is sort of interesting. This is your farm. You can barely see it here. So if you are a member of, this is all built out like big time now. If you are a resident of Arden, you will get a farm share as part of your HOA. Once a month, you get to truck down in here, and all this stuff is growing in here. Whatever, depending on the time of year in the season, you will get your farm share. And whether it's cucumbers, vegetables and fruits, they're all grown in here. Coconuts, they're all grown in here. And once a month, you come by and you pick up your farm share. They are building a second farm. In fact, they're building a whole second of everything here because one of the criticisms is that this area is not big enough for 2,500 homes. I've heard that from people who live there now, and they are building another smaller version of all this up in this area, just to sort of take care of the people who live in that area. But suffices to say, they listen to people, which is what I like. They listen to what the residents have to say, and they make their adjustments accordingly. But having said that, this is a real working farm. This is the only working farm I know of in the area. Avenir, they have a farm. It's not going to be like this. This is part of the community. They have people who work full time for this community there, and their job is to just take care of the farm. The other thing I got to say is they have events there. Let me get started on that. This is a great community when it comes to events. If you want, Halloween is no better place in the United States than South Florida. This is one of the best communities for it. They do trick or trunk and all that kind of stuff in the parking lot. They do elaborate golf cart parades. So if you become part of the community, they have Facebook groups where you can figure out what's what, and they advertise it very well, but they have a lot of events. So if you want to get to know your neighbors and feel like right at home, Arden is a community I would definitely check out. So one of the things I need to get to, I should have gotten to this earlier. I said that if you walk into a sales center at these places, these new construction places, you are crazy, and you are right. We at Living in Palm Beach, Florida, we are a new home co-broker, meaning that we have great relationship with the builders. If we will help represent you. If you go directly to the builder, you are essentially negotiating and talking with, and the whole process with the seller directly. You would not do that if you were buying an existing home now, would you? What we do is we help you facilitate the process. Your cost out of pocket is nothing. It's the builder who pays us. They're happy to do so because what they do is they want people like myself, especially, introduce people like you perhaps to their community, and they're happy to pay us our commission just to make that introduction. We will be there throughout your whole process. We will help you with the contract. We'll help look over your contract. We will give you guidance because we know other people in the community and what they're experiencing. We will help you with that. We will be there for your inspections. If you are away from town, if you live in the north and you want someone to check on your house from time to time, we are there pretty often. We will help do some video for you to show you how it's progressing. So reach out to our team if you want to learn more what independent representation looks like. I think you're crazy if you go to the builder directly, especially in 2023. As Arden is being built, they manage this process really well. So as you can see, like look at this hook line circle. They're not going to build a home here and then a home here and a home here. They build in a row. So which is good and bad. You might want to wait for a certain lot. you'll have to wait. That's just the way it works. We'll help you, keep you informed as to when these lots come available. But they don't want they want people that when they move in here, that this is done, they can move on with their life, and then they'll move on to this section. So they manage the construction very well here at Arden. So if you are looking to buy new construction, if you're considering looking at Arden, one of the things one of the ways we help as well is that there is existing homes now. Because this community is about almost 5 years old now, there are some homes that started being built a while ago and are now finished. And we are helping people either considering new construction or quick delivery or existing homes. So what we find is the builders now, GL and Lennar, those two builders that are currently there, they are competing with existing, which is good for you as a buyer. And we have been successful in introducing existing homes to people as an alternative, especially if your timeline. So your timeline is important. We work according to your timeline. If you have a year to wait, which is what it'll take sometimes to build, great. If you just took a job and you need something sooner, we will help you. If you are looking to rent a place, we have some suggestions on where to look. We don't really do rentals, but we will suggest people as your home is being built as to where to look, and we will help guide you in that regard. We are relocation. That's our thing. We mainly work with relocation, so we'll help you guide you through that transition. Listen, I did it. I moved from New York to Florida 16 years ago. I know what's involved, and it's helpful, I think, to work with people who have done and experienced this journey. The other thing I need to say about the homes currently at GL is you can buy a to-be-built home there, and they do have some spec homes. When I say spec homes, I say speculation homes. Lennar is almost all speculation homes, and it depends on what part of the process you get in. Reach out to our team. We can help navigate you and explain what that means. They have some homes that they can deliver usually within a month or two, and they have homes that can deliver in 5 months. They have homes that deliver in 8 months. So that's one of the things we'll help you with. And it's what we find is people like the fact that there are speculation homes. You can't pick your custom. You can't customize your home per se when it comes to that in that regard. But you have choices when it comes to whether you want something right away, which less choice, or something that you have your time and you can choose more of the features to your liking in your home. So what I want to say about Arden as well is they've got a lot going on here. They have the lakes, some of the best lakes you will find. People I know that live in Westlake, one of their criticisms of Westlake is the lakes are too small. You will not see that here at Arden. They've got walking trails. They've got biking trails. They have jogging trails. They have butterfly gardens. They have, if you like nature, this is the place to go. They call it the agri-hood. When you look at the signs when you're coming down Southern Boulevard, this is Southern Boulevard here. It says, "Welcome to the agri-hood." This is a very environment friendly location and new construction community, and the people appreciate that. Those are the people we find moving here to Arden. The other big segment that we find moving to Arden are people who work remote, because it's a little bit further away from other things. This is from State Road 7 and downtown West Palm Beach. It's a little bit of a ride. If you want to go to the beach, it will take you a little bit over a half hour. So if you work remotely, and that's, a lot of people who live in Arden are people who work remotely. It's a community I would definitely consider. Arden is one of the most elaborate amenity center I've seen in Palm Beach. If you're looking for something that has tremendous amenities for a very low cost, this is a community I would definitely consider when it comes to moving to South Florida. Arden is a community. It's not for everybody. It's a little bit out of the way. If you're okay being a half hour or so from the beach, then I would consider Arden. If you're okay, if you like to live in nature, I would definitely consider Arden. If you want a place where there's a lot to do, lots of activities and so forth, I would definitely consider Arden. Arden, Palm Beach, paradise here in South Florida.